Good morning, students. In continuation with the topic that we were discussing, we have finished the chapter. Today we are going to have the first part revision. We were dealing with the chapter direct, indirect speech. Do you remember what is direct speech and what is indirect speech? Can anyone guess or tell me? Direct speech is that when we repeat the actual words of the speaker, that is what is called direct speech. A person said something, and if we use those same words, what was said by the speaker, if we take that to convey the message to somebody else, that is what is direct speech. And if we understand the concept of what is said by a person and say it out in our own words, that is what is indirect speech. Now when I say it in our own words, it doesn't mean anything that you like you can talk. No. See, people all over the world use this language. So we all should understand certain things. See, if I say in my own words and if someone else says in different other style, another person says in entirely different setup, then it becomes very difficult for a person to understand. So there are certain universal norms that are set for using this. That is what we are going to see. Okay. The first rule that we learned, if you remember, was that if the introductory verb is present tense or future tense, this tense of the sentence to be changed to indirect speech does not change. Okay. Let's look at one example. The teacher says, I will give you some homework. I will give you some homework. A normal thing that is said in a classroom. Now when we change this in a direct speech, I told you this is the introductory verb. And the first rule is based on this. If the introductory verb is in present tense or in future tense, the tense of the sentence that is changed in direct speech will not change. Okay. So let's see. The teacher says that we will see that rule. I will be changed into he because the subject is third person singular. So he would he would ask us, he would give us some homework. Okay, the tense hasn't changed. I made a mistake. The tense hasn't changed because the introductory verb is in present tense. Okay, so this remains as it is. That is the first rule. Now the second rule says, if the introductory verb is past tense, the tense of the sentence to be changed in the indirect speech will change into its corresponding past tense. That is, if this is past tense, the introductory verb is past tense, the tense of the sentence that is to be changed in direct speech will change into its corresponding past tense. So it will be, he said that he would, will change into would. This change takes place. Okay, that is, if here it is simple present, here it will be simple past. If it is present continuous, it will be past continuous. If it is present perfect, it will be past perfect. If it is present perfect continuous, it will be past perfect continuous. If it is simple past, it will be past perfect. My dear children, keep in mind, in past perfect indirect speech, you will have two sentences. One coming from present perfect and one coming from simple past. Okay. Two types of sentences you could meet in past perfect tense. And words showing future tense will and shall will change into would and should. Words like auxiliary, model auxiliaries like can and may would change into could and might. Okay, that is the second rule. The third rule is about changing of words showing nearness to the speaker, that is adverbs of time and place would change into words showing distance. Words showing nearness to the speaker, closeness to the speaker related to time and place would change into words showing distance. So as a result, here will become there, this will become that, these becomes those, today becomes that day, yesterday becomes the previous day or the day before, tomorrow becomes the day after or the next day. Okay, so here I will ask you, I will give you some homework. Suppose the word now is used here. I will give you some homework now. Then this now would change into then. That is what is the rule number 3 says. Okay, rule number 3 I'll tell you once again. Words showing nearness to the speaker would change into words showing distance. Okay, as a result, now becomes then, here becomes there, this becomes that, and so on. That is what is the third rule. And then the fourth rule, the last one for us today to have a revision, is about the pronouns that comes in the direct speech. The rule says first person in the direct speech will change into the same person that comes as the subject of the introductory verb. First person in the direct speech changes into the same person that comes as the subject of the introductory verb. That is why the I is changed into he here, because the subject of the introductory verb is teacher, which is third person singular. And you will change into the same person that comes as the object of the introductory verb. Now here no object is given. Okay. Now to students. Suppose if I give, okay, then to this object you will change. Okay, so here it will be said to the students, or toward the students, that he would give us some homework. Okay? Fine. I am also part of the person who is speaking is also part of it. That's why as is used. Okay? That he would give, this will change into them, because it is third person singular. Now what you have to keep in mind is that when there is no object given for an introductory verb and there is second person you, the pronoun is used in the direct speech, you are supposed to check or use a object, a person, a pronoun which suits to the meaning, to the situation. Okay, here I will give you some homework, told us. Okay, then it will be give us some homework, told the students, then told them that he would give them some homework. Okay, like that second person changes. Third person in the direct speech changes into the same person, third person in the direct speech does not change at all. It remains as it is. Okay, it has no change at all. These are the rules that we have learned, one part of it as part of revision class today that we are going through. And if you have got any doubts, you can ask me over the phone or in the next class. Is that alright? Fine. We can also just work out one or two exercises just for you to have some kind of an idea about the exercises that I sent. See, put the following sentences into indirect speech. The first question, using that. Garima says most of the students could not complete the paper because it was unusually lengthy. The answer is Garima says that most of the students could not complete the paper because it was unusually lengthy. I'll read one more. The sports teacher will say, future verb. In spite of being the best team in the tournament, the school team lost because the umpires were biased. The sports teacher will say, in spite of being the best team in the tournament, the school team lost because the umpires were biased. Okay, that was from exercise number 1. From exercise number 2, Sangeeta said, I feel great satisfaction when my teachers appreciate my creative work. Sangeeta said that she felt great satisfaction when her teachers appreciated her creative work. One more. You said, I checked all the doors and windows myself before I went to bed. You said that you had checked all the doors and windows yourself before you went to bed. Now we move on to exercise number 3. Shamit said to me, you may be correct in your opinion, but you will not be able to convince Mrs. Roy. Shamit told me that I might be correct in my opinion, but I would not be able to convince Mrs. Roy. Next, I remember my father said to you, if you want decent medical treatment for your mother, you will have to go to Mumbai. I remember my father told me that if I wanted decent medical treatment for my mother, I would have to go to Mumbai. Exercise number 4. Tania's coach said, if she had trained a little more regularly, she could have beaten all her competitors. Tania's coach said, if she had trained a little more regularly, she could have beaten all her competitors. Next, Ria said to me, Ankit does not want to settle abroad, for he is attached to his parents and does not want to leave them alone in India. Ria told me that Ankit did not want to settle abroad, for he was attached to his parents and does not want to leave them alone in India. Alright, that's all for today. The rest in the next class. Fine?